one of the best things I have heard in a long time, and I'd love to talk to truckers. If you're a trucker and you're going to participate in this, I'm not going to ask your name. Just call us up. If you're one of the truckers that are refusing now to drive to New York City after the $355 million fraud ruling on Donald Trump, a conservative social media influencer and trucker who goes by Chicago Ray posted a video clip in which he claims some of his colleagues are going to stop making deliveries to New York City to protest the ruling. I've been on the radio talking to drivers the past hour, and I've talked to about 10 drivers, and they're going to start refusing loads to New York City starting on Monday. So does that include any drivers that are listening to me now? Rob, you're a truck driver in Pennsylvania. Do you deliver much to New York City?
Well, I delivered about a month ago. I delivered 8 times to the 5 boroughs.
Okay. And are you going to continue to do it?
No, sir. I've already told my dispatch that there, under no circumstances will I be crossing that bridge again. I won't go into New York State, much less the city.
So, what was dispatch's reaction to that? Do you get any heat?
No, I actually got another one. It seems like about between 20 and 25% of our drivers have refused to go into take any loads into New York State anymore.
Now, will that make a difference? 25%?
The thing is I work for a multinational company, huge company, and they will resort to using outside drivers and paying more.
Roger in Alabama. Hello, Roger.
Yeah. Hey, I drive into the city probably a couple times a week, delivering fresh seafood from the Gulf, from Louisiana and Alabama, Mississippi, and for me to drive into New York City, it's a pain, but it pays well. But so I'm not going to do that anymore. And as far as being able to recoup the loss for I will be able to find loads going anywhere. Finding loads. I own my own truck and I own my own trailer, and I book my own freight. So finding loads is easy. What some of the other drivers might be talking about is the drivers that are coming around that have no experience, that are willing to drive into the city, who will have a terrible time. I mean, New York City, if a bunch of independent truck drivers start doing this, New York City will feel a pinch real quick. But it really won't hurt the trucking industry, at all, because there's such a demand for drivers.
Right.
And experienced drivers who are independent, own their own truck and own their own trailer, and run their business well, they won't have a problem with this.
Yeah, I got to tell you, if you don't
survive the fuel problem from a couple of years ago, we can survive this, and it will hurt New York City.
I have to tell you, if you don't know, if you've never driven in New York City, especially with an 18-wheeler, you're screwed. I mean, it is really tough to get around. I don't know how you guys do it in New York. I really don't.
Well, some of the new and experienced guys, they can't. That's just it. They cannot do it. They just can't. They're crashing into bridges and tearing up the neighborhood. They just can't do it. I've known some people that had 5 and 10 years experience that have trouble driving through the city. It's not easy, but it can be done. But it's not going to be done by me no more.
What is the feel on how many it will take to be able to affect New York?
I don't know of a number of how many it will take, but the length of time will surely take effect. Because even if they still get goods into New York City by some of the scab drivers, it's going to cost a lot of money. Because they're going to feel the loss of because it's more than just groceries.
Yeah,
it's fuel,
it's everything.
Groceries. It's everything that's sold in a store.
I know.
Comes to New York City on a truck.
Let me go to Scott in Massachusetts. Hello, Scott.
Hey, Glenn.
Yes.
First time, long time.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm not going to New York City. It costs $100 and some odd bucks. I think it's $130 to cross the bridge. Jeez. That I can look down through the potholes and see traffic on the layer below. And then you get in there, and the last time I made a delivery there, it was in Manhattan, and my truck takes up 6 parking spaces, and I haul construction material, so they're gonna they're going to take it up to the top of the building, right, for the roof, styrofoam insulation. So they told me, hey, park here on the side of the road in Manhattan. And there's I had to double park. So the cops came along, gave me a ticket, $250 ticket for parking, and $250 for blocking the bike lane. I'm like, what the heck? So the same thing happens in D.C. They'll actually, the FBI, I've dealt with the FBI and the police, and they say, just move up somewhere else. And it's, it's no problem there. So, yeah, no, I don't need to go to New York. You'll get the scrubs and the dudes that haven't done it, haven't been working a long time in there. And let's be honest, that'll be even better.
Yeah, it will be.
Those guys can't turn and they can't back up. So you're going to have accidents. You're going to have traffic tied up. You got guys that can't back up and can't turn. This is their first car. Let them have them,
Scott, thank you very much. Let me go to Jason. Jason, you're in Maine?
Yeah, so I'm on my way to New York as we speak. I got a load of lumber on that's going over to right off 84 over by Fishkill Hill. But I'm not. Ever since day one, since I started driving truck, I refuse to go to New York City. It's a big pain. But I've been looking at this and I've been trying to figure out if there's any truth to it. So I'm glad I couldn't wait till this morning to listen to you to see, because a lot of times you'll hear things like this and you don't know how much truth to it is. But I'm a 100% Trump supporter, and I have no shame in admitting it. And I have no problem not bringing this truck. That's the blessing that maybe being an owner operator, I don't have to take any loads that I don't want to. But like the other guy was saying, the other guys, sometimes they don't have an option. It's their job. So it will hopefully make an impact, and hopefully it will make a statement that, hey, we're not going to tolerate this, because something needs to be done, Glenn.
Hello, Jay.
Hey, how's it going, Glenn?
Good.
Yeah, I every Monday I get loaded here in the Columbus area, and I head to Manhattan, and that's not happening today. So,
really, and what did your bosses say?
It's funny because he's very liberal, but pretty much everybody in his company is not.
Yeah.
And so he's like, and I told him, and he's like, and he kept justifying it's like, well, I mean, they are, they're doing the whole thing where, every vehicle crosses over, gets taxed and everything and stuff like that. So it helps out in the long run. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Glad I have your permission, but I wasn't going to do it anyway.
So how many people around you or in your company are doing it?
There's two other drivers that go to not exactly Manhattan, but they go onto Long Island and stuff, right. And they're kind of hem high and audit and stuff. So, I mean, we're not a big company,
right?
But it's I've been with this company for 10 years, so it is what it is, and I was like, that's fine. I have no problem.
We have Chris in Georgia, who you've been delivering goods to New York City for how long?
About 15 years.
15 years. Into the city or all of New York?
All of New York.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on it today?
I'll no longer be going to New York. We're non-force dispatch, so I can choose where I go, and I'm going to Georgia instead.
So are you hearing this from a lot of – because I've had one truck driver call in today and say I was – excited to listen to the show today because I wanted to hear if it was just me and just a handful of people or if this is a big deal.
Well, I hadn't heard about the boycott until you mentioned it.
Really?
I personally, made that decision when I heard the announcement last week. But it's not right.
No, it's not right. It's not right. And this, I think, is the kind of thing that Martin Luther King would have done. This is a peaceful protest. It's all of the individuals choosing for themselves. I'm not going to support that kind of activity and not doing it. I commend you for it. I'm interested to see how this works out. I mean, this is a group of people that can make a huge difference, and we as a population, they know we don't ever do anything. The minute a state says, no, boys have to go to boys' bathrooms, girls go to girls' bathrooms, which is completely common sense, they go crazy, they boycott the state. It usually has no effect. Truckers, however, can do that. And it will make a difference because it's already hard to move goods. And if you're not, especially in Manhattan, there's only 10 roads in, 10. And you're a trucker, you have to go between, I think it's 11 p.m. or midnight to 5 a.m. And if you're a trucker and you've not driven in New York City, it's going to be a nightmare. But sending the message, hey, return to the rule of law. We don't hunt people. We don't find a person and then find the crime. If there's a crime, so be it. But we don't do it based on who you are.